we're live.
No, don't say that. No.
Beautiful.
Are we dead?
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a while. It's been we've been busy. We've been hectic. We've been
Christmas.
we've been what? Oh, okay. I
Christmasing.
thought you said romancing, and I was like, sorry, what? Tell us everything. But no, it's been a pretty hectic month. And we decided to take some time off between the holidays and then all the shenanigans with Romancing the Dungeon. So we're back, and we will have further information. There's just so much awesome stuff coming your ways, and not just in tonight's session. It's awesome for the audience. It's terrible for the players.
God damn it.
Look, it's the first session of the new year. I mean to start how I shall carry on for the rest of the game.
It's the barn all over again.
Yes, if the barn was the Titanic. But we've a couple of things to go through before we dive into our game and tonight's session. First and foremost, if you're joining us for the first time here at D8 Dungeon, welcome along. We are a group of Irish tabletop role-playing game enthusiasts who we tell stories. We share them here on Twitch. We also put out podcasts. And you can find us at D8 Dungeon on pretty much all social media channels. And you can check out our Discord server, where more information on the types of games that we run, including the next season of Random DMs and the next season of Saving Grace, are all going to be starting very, very soon. We organize monthly date nights on our stream, which is not to be confused with speed dating. This is not a let's just throw our keys in a bowl. We usually get together and we play one shots, or we host there in January. Louise hosted a session for Stardew Valley, and they all went off farming, which was wonderful. I'm not allowed to play Stardew Valley anymore. I just get too angry.
How can you get angry at Stardew Valley?
There's just so much. There's just so much.
The crew ate my way. Why does Pierre not love me?
Yeah, well, that's actually pretty much mostly what it is. Why can't I romance the blacksmith gods? Damn it!
Why can't I shop on a Wednesday?
But if all that sounds like your cup of tea, then do come hang out with us. There's a link to the Discord server there where you can drop in. I'm thinking of running another one shot for February's date night, and I'm torn. Somebody mentioned a system. We were on a stream with the Crit Awards, and their host and CEO mentioned a game where you play raccoons who have broken into a wizard's tower. And I really want to play that. That just sounds like absolute insanity.
Is it another Grant game?
It's along the same vein. It's along the same vein where it is that thing of like it's a standalone, very much self-contained manicness. But that all aside, we are here to play and to continue our story in Beyond Horizon's Edge, and we are in Chapter 4, The Longest Day. It's been a month, if not, it's been 2 months actually since we last had the opportunity to stream. And we are going to pick things up right where we left them off. All the videos are available over on our YouTube channel in case you want to catch up or double check or point out something that I got horribly wrong. But hopefully my notes aren't too bad. But that aside, before we dive into the game, I just want to quickly mention some sponsors. We got a sponsor. We do. And it's the best kind of sponsor. It's a dice-based sponsor.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
We are delighted to bring to your attention, hopefully not the first time, but to remind you anyway, of Mystery Dice Goblin. and they are the premier D&D Dice UK shop. And it's not just dice, I swear. The amount of metal pins that I've been buying from them as of late is... Yeah, I'm slowly trying to get...
The discount is not supposed to be for you.
No, I have to use it. It's just the pins all make sense. Like, yeah, like I've got the I speak fluent sarcasm, and there's one with a cat full of arrows who's like, this is fine. So I'm like, yeah, these are all appropriate. But they also they do sell all kinds of TTRPG accessories, and not to mention something that I did get this week, and I know people make fun of me, but like this is another bag of dice that I ordered from them.
Yay!
And it's a mystery bag. It was like I got 2 mystery scoops, and I couldn't help myself. And I also got a lot of stickers. So yeah, that was
Nice.
cool. And if you use the code D8, you get 15% off your order, and that is an affiliate code. So when you do use D8 in your shopping cart for your voucher, we get a portion of that sale as well. So, and that goes to helping us create more content and pay artists to do character work, and hopefully this year head to a few more events. And I'll talk about that at the end, because we are going to be at an event this month. So if you're around, I will be mentioning them very, very soon. That it? I think we're good.
Mhm.
Haven't forgotten anything, because I'm a bit rusty. So, but I don't think we've forgotten anything. So I think it's
What's wrong with my camera?
Nothing.
Is my camera working?
It is.
Yeah.
Emma's camera's frozen, I think, but everybody else. Okay, that's okay.
Mine's fine in the stream.
Just like-
Mine just looks actually very flattering here. It's okay. I'm happy. I'm okay with that.
It's like Emma. Like if it's any consolation, you look incredibly pensive. Like.
It's a good look.
I'm very serious about those mystery dice goblin discounts. It's a mystery bag. On Skype, you're only frozen on. So wait. I might do a thing before we start. I'm going to do this. No, it didn't do anything. I turned off your camera and I turned it back on again, but it didn't do anything. But I do think it's registering your audio. If you want to give me a check. Nope, it's not doing that either. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. No. I can fix this. I can fix this. I'm an adult. And rip Emma. No, not rip Emma yet. We're good. Okay. It's one of the 2 guests' accounts, I reckon. But there are multiple.
Welcome to D8 Dungeon, a professional podcast.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a D8 stream without technical difficulty.
Why do like D&D streams always have like tech issues?
Everything has tech issues. Everything for the machines, they rebel.
Oh no, not the machines.
Okay, so I've just put myself in place of Emma, so this will be fun. I'll and now there's 2 cats. So
Hello.
okay, so we're just gonna try this one. Aha! I fixed it. It just took 3 attempts.
Did you fix it?
Good job.
We got it. Yeah, we got it. And you're moving, and you're alive.
Yay!
Good to go.
And you can hear me?
Can you, yeah, it's registering your camera. So perfect. Yeah, it's got your audio too. Perfect.
Yay!
God, like I'm just getting so good at this whole OBS thing. It's unbelievable.
I promise you, I will take this over. Then
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we dive into this, and
Let's go.
as I said, we are starting where we left off. The 4 of you have awoken that morning to the sound of the front door of the guild hall on the hills above Canuck being banged upon loudly. Roused just in time to see Eileen Sapras kind of open the doors and be confronted by another villager, Mr. Jasper. You've received word that one of the new recruits, Alasha, has been found and is gravely injured. The four of you, alongside Byron, the guild master, have, without a second thought, gathered your belongings as quickly as possible and barged out the door. Eileen, looking a little bit worried, and kind of hitching kind of her skirts up around her, as your feet slap against muck and mud, and there's a very heavy mist that's sort of blowing in. That's kind of that soft rain that you're like, it's deceptive. It's that thing where it's like, oh, it's just kind of a light drizzle, but it's a lot more than it just seems to hanging in the air, and it soaks into you. And as the four of you, accompanied by Byron, Mr. Jasper, and Mrs. Sapras, run in the direction of the village, what's everybody thinking? Or what is everybody doing? And I realize this is kind of putting you all on the spot. So because 13 minutes into the stream, improv straight away. But we'll start with Diara, and we'll go kind of counterclockwise. So we'll go Diara, Mooney, Regiment, and then Annam. But to give you a moment, as you are racing towards the village, you notice that the morning sun has kind of broken the horizon, and with the grey clouds and the mist that sort of hang very heavily in the air, the orange from its glow sort of mingling and burning through the grey. There are these sort of wafting hues of purple and almost dark blue, sort of like just sort of smeared across the skyline, and there's a coldness to that rain that sticks to you, and with nothing else really to do but just move, you feel again the weight of your clothes getting soaked by the rain, dragging against you, the air in your lungs burning. And Diara, what are your thoughts?
We don't have any recollection of the previous events before we woke up. She probably thinks she has an extreme hangover there.
Okay. So
she is kind of like annoyed, but also very worried about Alasha, that it's only the morning and they're already running for their lives to try and save someone, and then she's just like, what is happening? So she's very confused and like disorientated, but worried about Alasha.
Okay. Mooney?
We got a long rest, didn't we?
Yes, you have, yeah.
Does Mooney doesn't have any recollection of even like a semblance of like the happy little thoughts she had of like Larvis and Jarvan? Anything at all? Nothing? How would Mooney feel? I think Mooney has her little skirts all hiked up, and she, with her long legs, is weirdly almost the fastest one there, but she doesn't really have any idea where they're going or what's going on. So even though she has the capacity to be a little bit faster, she's probably lagging behind a wee bit.
Okay. And Regiment?
Yeah, he's just kind of running as fast as he can, and even though he can't go any faster, he's at the same pace as Mooney, I would say. So yeah, he's kind of disoriented as well, just kind of but focused on just getting there as quickly as possible to understand what happened and see if there's a fight that he can help protect the rest of them, or help at least get Alasha to safety.
Okay. And Annam?
Annam is very concerned for the others if Alasha is hurt, because I think he expects Alasha to be the most capable because she's the most cocky. So there's the fear of of not getting there quick enough, of the others getting hurt. He's picturing Sonny and Kendrick specifically. And maybe as he's running, he's struggling to keep the rage in, and every third or fourth step, you can see like a larger footstep, an awkward gait.
The nothing is kind of said, with the exception of Eileen, who's kind of she's asking questions. She's trying to prod at Mr. Jasper for what happened, what state is the girl in, who found her. Like she's trying to break this, and like while kind of gasping for air and kind of struggling, she has fallen back. She's not able to keep pace with the four of you, and to be honest, neither has Mr. Jasper. Surprisingly, though, Byron does. Despite his age and his lack of exercise, he is a couple of strides behind, but nowhere at no point has he kind of fallen, let's say, as far back as the other two. And you can kind of hear him wheezing and kind of gasping for air, but he pushes through it. And as you come to the bottom of the hill and you round the road towards the village, you do see, even here, several people have gathered as they're trying to see what has happened. There is quite a commotion in the village of Canuck, and on seeing the four of you and Byron, that crowd kind of parts, and lying on a table under an awning from the local pub, you do see Alasha, and kind of tending to her or minding her or just sort of looking over her. All of you recognize the frame of another villager from Canuck, Bridie Kilmartin. Mooney, she's kind of odd even by your standards, and she's an herbalist. She's quite well known for her kind of her potions and poultices, and while there isn't a cleric as sorts to mend to it, it is to Bridie that many people do go to for tending to any sort of wounds or ailments. And you see that she is kind of giving the young tiefling girl she seems to be trying to help as much as possible, only kind of stopping to notice that the crowd has parted. She had been barking for people to give way. They kind of stop part on seeing the four of you and Byron arrive, and immediately the stout halfling guildmaster is kind of scrambling up onto the bench and is also trying to help Bridie. What are the four of you doing?
Minnie, of course, isn't very good at names and faces with like humanoids, but as soon as she sees Alasha, she instantly recognizes her as the tiefling sorcerer she was kind of like mentoring on Disguised Self. And then that makes her panic a little bit, and she'll just let her little skirts down and like very gingerly approach Alasha on her table.
Everybody else?
Is she okay?
Bridie kind of you hear kind of a very audible tut, like as she kind of like clicks her tongue against her teeth, and again she reaches down into a kind of a bag that's by her side, and she is just taking out rolls and rolls of bandages, and just trying to stop. And it's only as you follow her hands will you see that there are very, very large, deep cuts on the young tiefling girl. And she's deathly pale.
What happened to you?
Are you asking Alasha?
Yeah, just basically whoever knows and is listening.
She's largely unresponsive. You can hear quite a guttural wheezing coming from her as she struggles against against her situation. And again, Bridie kind of she kind of shoots you a look, Mooney, and all of you from where you are can see that Byron is rummaging through the bag that he brought with him, and he is just he's searching for kind of anything to help, but there's just kind of a clearing of a throat somewhere in the crowd, and a few people kind of turn, and with that you do see standing there you see Bernard, just sort of, again, very, very pale, very shocked looking, and the entire time his eyes are just staring at Alasha as you ask what happened, and he just I was on the patrol, and I on the road I saw her. I thought it was like an injured animal, or maybe something that had fallen off a merchant's cart, and it just looked like a crumpled mess, and there was so much blood.
You found her like this, just lying there.
And he just nods his head.
Where are the rest of them? Like,
oh, that's right. There was more than one.
It was just her.
Were they all together this morning? We kind of like woke up really late or early. I actually don't know what time it is.
It's early enough in the morning, because as you were kind of booking it down, again, it is that thing when you kind of look around to kind of get a sense of time, and you do see that kind of dawn has broken, so it is quite early still in the morning. Byron has kind of just been ignoring questions as he continues to he's now just kind of taking things out of the bag and he kind of looks at them and drops them on the ground, and it's all matter of parchment and paper that he just seems to be kind of rifling through. What's everybody else doing at this point?
I'm gonna go to Diara and just say, before I get done for murder, find out what that shithead has done here. He listens to you because I will murder him.
Do you think that he did it?
I think he has something to do with it.
Oh, I can find out.
Where did you leave them?
Where did I leave them? Just right at the edge of the town.
Okay.
And Bernard was there.
Diara just kind of looks at Reggie and then looks over in Bernard's direction. And lets out a big sigh and just heads over towards him.
Okay. He doesn't notice you. All right. Bernard has always been your shadow, Diara, especially when you come into the village. It's that thing of, what are you doing? Can I help? oh, you've got messages. Oh, I can help carry those. I can get those delivered. The weather. Like he'll talk to you about anything, and most of the time he's a bother. Most of the time he's a nuisance. It has been no secret because the boy can't keep a secret about his feelings for you, or actually about anything, or any of his business conducted as a guard in Canuck. He has a tendency to spill the beans where you are concerned, both physically and metaphorically, because there was that one time that he did actually spill a barrel full of beans on you, that he was trying to kind of take off of you because it was quite heavy to carry it. He was trying to be a gentleman about it, and then he just kind of dumped you in black beans.
Nice.
So
she is going to restrain herself as much as possible from shuddering as she places a caring hand on his arm.
He jumps visibly.
What? Are you okay?
There was just so much blood.
Does he have any visible wounds on him?
None. But you do see that his hands are covered in blood, and his uniform is stained with blood.
Did you carry her here?
And he just nods.
Can I do like an insight check to see if he's legit?
Yep.
Like shook. Whoa. 23.
The guy seems totally out of it. Like he's staring, like his eyes haven't left Alasha's body the entire time. He's just staring at her. The odd time that he blinks, again, his eyes don't look in any other direction, and it is that thing, Daira, as you do try and poke and prod just to get a better sense of it, when his beloved mother emerges from the old mare from the tavern with a steaming cup of honeyed tea, and she's kind of placing it in his hands. There now, Bernie, if you just take a couple of sips of this, and her eyes lock on you. Well, what do you want with him? The man's in shock.
I can see that, but he's the only witness.
He's the guard. He found her, he brought her here, he practically saved her. If she makes it.
Diara's gonna look over her shoulder at Alasha and then be like, we need to figure out what happened, and he's the only one that can help.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Aren't you just a housemaid?
I don't have time for this.
And neither
And
does
she's
my
go-
Bernard. And she turns him away from Alasha. And the entire time, as she turns him, his head he turns slowly away from her.
Can Diara reach up and put a hand to his cheek to kind of guide his face to look at her?
Weirdly enough, you're going to have to give me an athletics check. I know you're not like forcing him, but his mother is steering him away. So if you want to kind of turn him back,
Yeah, 4.
Oh,
well, I'm afraid even with a -2 to her strength, she got a 10.
Nice.
No, it's that thing, like you kind of go to reach, and as you do kind of, because he doesn't resist, Diara. Bernard doesn't resist, but as you kind of go to turn, his mother steers him away from you and kind of leads him towards the shop and their home. and the entire time she's kind of rubbing his back with one hand while still kind of like bringing the cup of tea up to his lips to drink.
She's gonna head back over to Reggie and the others and just be like, "The fucking busybody. We need to figure out where he found her."
I can, like, he's not the only witness, though.
Byron, is it? Or who are you thinking?
No, what's her name again?
Oh.
Alasha. She knows what happened to herself, sure.
Mooney,
She-
she can't speak.
She's nearly dead.
No, she's not. She's just sleeping. She'll be fine.
He's just
Can you-
resting.
Could you ask a frog or something maybe?
Well, I was actually going to do that as well later, but while we're here, like, Annam, like, you're good with, like, battle wounds and stuff. Like, how badly hurt is she?
I'm obviously not proficient in medicine, but I've seen a fair share of fights. Do I feel like this is a fatal wound?
Judging by the amount of wounds and the blood loss, Alasha could die.
Ooh.
I will not lie to you, Noni. It does not look good,
No, she'll be,
but this is the best place she could be.
like, she'll be fine. Like, Brady is, like, really good at, like, healing and stuff. I'm sure she'll be able to, do something about it. But, while, Brady is, like, tending to her, like, I could, talk to her and, like, find out what happened. Because I can sort of do that. You want to see?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see that.
Alright. And Mooney's gonna go over to, isn't it Bridie? Did I write
Yes, yeah.
down? Hi, Bridie.
I've got my hands full. What exactly are you? Get the gauze. And she just, again, kind of with her chin and her nose, she kind of gestures at the back. Get the gauze!
Oh yeah, Mooney
Press it
gets the
there now.
gauze. Alright, so I was sort of wondering, is she like sort of unconscious and sleeping, or is she like fully aware and conscious and is in deep agony and just wishing for the sweet release of death? Am I pushing this hard enough?
Byron, I can do one of two things now. I can either headbutt that one, or I can keep this one. I can keep this one from going to the other side. It's going to be one or two things.
I know, but she's not going anywhere. I just really want to know, like, is she technically sleeping? Is she like unconscious? And if she's not, can we do something about it?
Look at the girl. She's barely gasping for her breath.
I know, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, is she sleeping? Because if she's sleeping, I might be able to do something about it.
She's unconscious.
Alright, that's all sort of what I need to know. She'd probably be able to manage the effects of a 5th level spell, wouldn't she?
Bridie, like, she's been chewing on a particularly flavorful piece of ash bark, and she snorts just this mouthful of snot and spit and the bark, and she just hucks it onto the ground.
No, not the ground.
And just she has no time. So as a heads up, I have been rolling for Bridie on medicine.
No.
And she has just failed her second roll.
Can I give her my inspiration from last session?
Is inspiration normally transferable?
Can it be?
You're the DM, Declan. Do you want to lash it today?
Well,
Well,
you don't want her to die, do you?
she does have one more roll to make. Like, so
Oh.
Bridie will be rolling once more. She passed the first.
Give her the help action. Get in there, start handing her gauze, just as much
And
gauze
so
as she
Adam,
needs.
you're just you're helping to kind of like stop the bleeding. Okay, I will let. So I won't. Again, we won't transfer inspiration, but I will allow Annam to use the help action to just, again, if Mooney's kind of done poking and prodding Bridie, then kind of like maybe pulling away, Annam kind of steps in and starts to apply pressure, actual pressure, to some of the wounds that Bridie is kind of focusing on. And seeing you, she's a little, again, she's still completely and totally stressed out, but she's more focused now that Mooney's kind of not distracting her. But Mooney, what are you doing?
While Annam kind of like comes in and takes over, Mooney will get out of the way and kind of notice that her hands are covered in blood, and she looks at her tote bag and she doesn't really want to get blood and things. Regman, can you help me?
Yeah.
Can you go into my bag and can you get my spell book out?
Yep, here you go.
Alright, can you hold it? Can you open up to the page? I don't know what number it is, but it's the page and it's got a lot of sheep on it and they're jumping over the moon and there's a wee cow at the bottom of the page having a wee sleep.
How many
I think
pages
it's
first?
called like Goodnight Cow or something.
All right, so he's flipping through. How many pages are in this book?
I don't know, too many.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one. Okay.
I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, you hold it right there, and Minnie's gonna like see the lovely little poem about the cow, dreaming about sheep jumping over the moon. Just gonna go over to the margins and see all the little red scribbles, and she's going to cast the spell Dream. And Dream, let's see, Dream basically allows me to target any sleeping creature that I'm aware of that is currently sleeping, and I enter into a trance-like state, acting like a messenger, and I can enter her dreams and have a conversation
With her.
Holy shit.
with her
Okay.
for the duration of the spell for 1 minute.
Okay. So, I'm going. So, at this point, is there anybody doing anything else? So, Regiment, if you're kind of standing there holding the book, kind of out for Mooney, and Annam, you're assisting Bridie, trying to stop the blood. Diara, what are you doing in this moment?
I'm gonna regret asking this. Is there much point in me trying cure wounds on her? Or is she like...
We should have did that from the start.
No, but like the way he was describing it, it was like she was dead or dying.
I'm definitely dying, but I never said dead.
Okay. I will try to subtly, without getting in Bridie's way, cure wounds.
Okay.
Wow, 10.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do with your cure wounds is I'm going to give half of that to Bridie. So she's going to get 5 on her roll. Her next roll, she's getting a +5 to her roll. On her final medicine check. She's also getting advantage from Annam kind of helping. So now the only thing is she has a +2 to her medicine. So she has a +7 in total, but she needs a 16 in order to stabilize Alasha. Okay. So while the three of you, and I would say at this point, if you like Mooney going into a trance and just kind of standing there, kind of weaving back and forth, nothing new, but maybe kind of with one hand with the book, Reggie, because you weren't given much instructions other than hold the book. You do see Mooney kind of just yawn, like just this big, loud gaping, and a few people are like, "Is that girl all right? Like, is she bored?" And a few people are a little like concerned that she's not concerned or doesn't appear to be concerned as she yawns, and you Diara, you do feel this magic kind of well up around Mooney, and then sort of with that yawn and the exhale that follows, just sort of drift over Alasha. And it's in that moment, Regiment, that you see Mooney just, it's like a switch going off. From staring and reading and mouthing the words to now just fully kind of just teetering, like in half circles on their feet. And just to be mindful, you kind of with one hand take just a cord that kind of hangs from one of their skirts, just in case they topple over or wander backwards a little too far. You've now kind of got Mooney kind of lassoed almost, or at least a hold on them. And Mooney, as your conscious mind enters Alasha's subconscious mind, it is that thing of, it's like bobbing for apples, and your face kind of plunged into the icy water. You feel yourself sinking, and there's a darkness, but you can hear voices, and there are flecks and flickers of light, and there's the odd spark and scent of first maybe sulfur, then the candle wax perfume, very, very expensive dark red mahogany furniture, and all of that becomes drowned in screams. And there is the flash and bite of fangs. There is the pulsing, racing rhythm of a heart that is just pounding as if it's about to explode, and your hands find the edges of very, very cold, wet walls, and there is a stench here. There's a rotting smell, and there's the stagnant river water, and there's the soaked moss, and there is the weight of your skirt drenched and soaked in this bog water. And your eyes sting from tears, your side gushes blood, and all the while you can feel their teeth and their eyes on you. And everything comes to a stop as you and Alasha stand there face to face.
Hi, Alasha.
What are you doing?
This is like a dream that you're having. I'm just using magic to kind of like come here and talk to you, but I'm afraid like the spell doesn't last really long, so I'm gonna have to explain later when you wake up. But do you remember what happened to you today? Were you attacked?
When you ask her, was she attacked, she kind of, you see her slowly turn her head slightly as if to look over her shoulder, and there's just darkness behind her in this cramped passageway. And one eye kind of slowly kind of comes back towards you as she kind of frightened to kind of turn away from what's behind her. They're monsters.
Yeah. Where are the monsters that attacked you? Because we can go and find them and stop it from happening again. Are they in the bog? I saw a bog.
We followed the river. We got to the crossroads. Kendrick had the map. We walked, and the river got wider and faster, and the ground got marshier. They're coming. And you see her kind of like, she starts to kind of just like, her hands trembling, she's reaching out to you.
Minnie grabs her hands. And the other ones, do you know what happened to the other ones? Did they get hurt as well?
Her face just winces. Berset's dead. They cut her down in front of me. They have Sonny. They have Kedrick. I had to run. I have to get back to Canuck. I have to tell Byron. I have to find help.
You did. No, you did all that. You got back. You knew you're getting help. So you are right now from Brady and from Annam, and I tried my best, but and you did warn us, because now we can go up and we can make sure the others are all right and make sure no one else gets hurt. And then you'll be right as rain, and then you'll go back to probably hating me for whatever reason. Did you go upstream or downstream, by the way? What do you mean a map? A map to what? Who gave you the map? Where are you going?
Her expression, that fear and the guilt, the anxiety, the pain that she's kind of biting through, all of it, Mooney. It just drops. And her eyes lock on you. You don't belong here. And the spell is dissipated.
As Mooney feels the spell going, like she's going to look at the horrible shadows and awful like scenery that's around her. And the effect of the spell is that she can change what this dream looks like, and really, really quickly, she's going to change it into a beautiful meadow and then zips out.
Okay. In this moment, as Mooney is interrogating, as Mooney is trying to get a sense of what is happening from Alasha, I'm going to roll for Bridie's last medicine check. So she's passed one, she's failed one. She now makes this with advantage, and because of Cure Wounds, and that's I'll come to Byron in a second, but because of Diara casting Cure Wounds, she starts with a +5 bonus to the roll, and her own proficiency in medicine, giving her a +7. And I'm just going to roll both. I'll just roll 2d20s at the same time to get this out of the way. Okay. So, +7. And... okay. So, thankfully we had advantage. Because I rolled an 8. +7 is a 15 on the first dice, which means she failed by 1. But on the second dice, I rolled a nat 20.
Yay!
And it is that thing where, as the magic just completely and totally, it's not even, I'm sorry, dissipate is the wrong word, because dissipate implies that it just sort of fizzles out and kind of just disappears. The magic just stops existing. It is gone. I
just got shoved out.
No. And erased. Just kind of that thing of, it was there and it was gone. And sorry to interrupt, the voice saying I don't belong here, was it just like her, or was it just her saying it? It was,
or was there like a different element to it?
It was Alasha's voice. But I will say that what you clocked, Mooney, just in that moment, was the Alasha that you were speaking to mere moments before that, and that Alasha weren't the same. She went from terrified and broken to just utterly cold and completely, and I mean, you're not wrong, like, she's at the best of times, Alasha is sort of like distant and kind of aloof from even the others within her group, but this was something else. This was.
Did it feel like just the benign effect of the spell, or was it like something more personal, like specifically calling Mooney out?
give me an Arcana
Oh
check.
no! I didn't actually want to know.
Oh, okay.
No, I do want to know. Stop it. Arcana +8. What's that? 9. 17.
You can't tell.
Fuck. Right. Okay. Whatever.
Okay. You see that Diara, just as you sort of kind of push past Byron, and you see that he's panicking there the entire time. He has been unable to kind of get a grip of himself, and most of the contents of his bag are now on the ground. You move in and just kind of putting your fingers, like kind of just the tips of your fingers against the tips of Alash's hand. You do see that the skin is wrinkled, and there are little cuts around her fingers where she maybe scraped or scratched against something. But your fingertips touch as you cast Cure Wounds, and I'm kind of taking direction from Bridie, and she's now bundled a bunch of gauze into your hands against a rather deep wound in her chest. That wheezing, that gasping wet breath that had been kind of caught in her throat clears, and she starts to cough as Alasha is brought back from the brink of death. Her eyes kind of flick open, and she struggles for a moment, and Bridie kind of gently kind of presses down against her, and Anam, you do feel the tiefling woman kind of struggle against your hands. It's like, you're all right, lass, you're all right, you're somehow alive, you're all right, you're all Byron, and he kind of looks up, and he's holding a scroll in his hands. Oh, Bridie, she's alive. Oh, and like, Alash is still coughing, and you can see that the crowd that have gathered are like, they let go of the breath that they'd all been kind of holding in nervousness as to her fate, as to her outcome, and there is just sort of a collective sigh, and people are even kind of like cheering that the girl has pulled through. And Byron just kind of looks at her. She's alive. Oh, thank the gods, she's alive. And he, again, the entire time he's looking into your face, Anam and Reggie and Mooney and Diara. He's like, and you see there are tears in his eyes as he kind of locks eyes with all of you.
Mooney is like getting a little bit teary because she knows about Beersat.
The others, Byron, and again she kind of reaches out to him and he takes her hand. You have to send help. They took the others. And Byron again kind of holding her. Alash should rest. We'll take care of it from here, won't we? And he looks again around at the four of you. Mr. Jasper, tell Mr. Sappers I need four of his the fastest horses that we can get. What were they doing? They were going to the river. The bandits, the gnolls.
They went upriver. They're following a map.
Redmond, you brought them out of the town. You brought them to the crossroads. Okay. We need to get horses, and we need to make preparations, and we need to be gone. If the others are alive, we have to get to them. Bridie, I hate to trouble you. And again, the woman kind of rolls her eyes. I need two strong lads to help me carry her inside. Come on, out of the cold, towards the fire. Where are those sisters? Huh? We need to stoke a fire, and again, people have kind of come to aid and to kind of assist, and also Gop.
I know this is kind of pointless, but are Alash's horns out?
Yes, they
are. Could I just take my scarf and wrap it around her head, hide her horns, because I feel like she prefers that.
She doesn't She doesn't say anything. She doesn't do anything. But yes, yeah, you can. You have kind of just bundled her horns and her hair together, and as you are doing so, you do see that there is quite a deep cut, and this is what Bridie seemed to have been dealing with. Just kind of below her neck, there are 3 very, very deep slashes, just at the base of her skull, down her neck, and across her right shoulder. They've been packed and padded, but you can see where the bandages have stained with blood. Carefully, come on now, carefully. And again, people are helping to carry her in towards the tavern. Her horn's now completely wrapped. What are y'all doing?
Minnie will wipe down her little hands down on one of her aprons. Edmund, can you put my book back, please?
Yeah, of course. He was still holding it up on the page that you needed. And he lets go of your skirt rope thing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Opens the bag, put it back in. I think we need to go as soon as possible. Someone should go get horses, and some of us should just start making our way there. You know? Do you think we? Yeah. What kind of what are we looking at here?
We're looking at like monsters. The way they went. Alasha said that they went. They're following the river until it got faster and wider, and then they entered the marshland. And I saw the bog, so I think they were like at the bog region when they got attacked and overwhelmed. And I'm afraid that Bearsat didn't make it.
What?
He died.
What?
He's dead. Whatever got to Alasha kind of killed him and took the others, and she was so afraid, and she just ran, and she didn't think she'd make it back, but she did.
Okay. We'll see what we're doing when we get there, but we need to get there quickly. We need to stop them before they get into the town.
Yeah, she said they were coming. Like, she specifically said that they're coming, and I dropped him a phone, but I think it's fine. But I don't think the other 2 will leave it too long.
We need to take them out of the town. We need to, because there's too many people. There's too many here.
What?
Let's go.
Like, we can't. Like, I don't think we should tell people to evacuate. Because, you know, if they're out in the open, what if we tell people to maybe, like, board up windows and stay inside, and then we can all go to the marsh and try and, like, head them off or something? But if we tell them to leave, they might just get mowed down. Like, we don't even know how many we're up against.
Yeah, okay. Let's ask anyone with kind of fighting ability to come with us, and everyone else to board up inside a safe building. Maybe even
the guild hall, maybe.
I think so. I think that's a solid option, yeah.
Where
Bernard?
is... Yeah, Bernie.
Oh, Bernard.
He's gone, no?
Bernard. Yeah, Bernard's gone home.
I said people with fighting ability, not.
Ooh, the shade.
I know, but maybe we should like fill him in, and he can like, you know, stay here and, you know, make sure people are doing that, you know.
I don't think he has the capacity right now.
I know he doesn't, but maybe he'll tell his mum, and his mum will do it.
She's shit. Is there somebody else, I wonder, in the town? And looking around, he might say, maybe Bridie could do it.
Hi, Bridie. But she's probably got her hands full of Alasha.
Yeah. Who else is there, Declan?
In terms of like defending the town, or like
able-bodied.
Yeah.
So
we need Eileen.
Yeah.
That's all we
Genuine.
need. Yeah. Let's go.
There's again, you have the local militia, which Bernard is the strongest. Like Bernard is the captain. Like he's that's it. It's mostly made up of farmhands that are, you know, don't have full-time work on a local farm, and are kind of looking to kind of help offset some of their wages and stuff like that. So and there's about 8 of them strong. You've got Byron, the 4 of you, and that is Canuck's defense. The rest of the villagers are farmers, a few trappers and hunters, some merchants, Bridie, your herbalist. That is it.
Okay.
Where is the nearest town? A considerable town?
As in, like, kind of larger, like, as if you were to,
Like more.
as if you were to go to try and get, like, or to raise an alarm.
Yeah.
You'd have to travel north, and it would take about 2.5 days to reach Cashlon.
When they were going, following the river, what point were they going? Were they going like north, south? Were they going east?
So it was actually so Redmond was the one that escorted the 4 new recruits to a fork in the road just outside the town. Well, no, not just outside the town. It was actually a bit of a jaunt outside town.
Okay.
But from there, you were told them, because you've seen the job. Like, it's one of those things where, well, you didn't have to even read the posting, Regiment, because Kedrick and Bursat were kind of bragging about it. They were talking about it. They were kind of really excited about it. The Byron and the guild have been hired by a couple of farmers a few hours away. That their land is near the river, just northeast of Canuck, and they were to follow the riverbank east, and that is where the farms were being raided. So you travelled out of the town northeast. When they came to the river, you told them to travel east, following it in an easterly direction. Sorry, just to be clear. And after that, that is as much about the job, other than that it was gnolls. That was the other thing. You had known that it was gnolls that the farmers believed had been raiding their farmlands.
So it can't go north. Could it be gnolls? Would we know it's gnolls? Or it might be gnolls?
Can we tell by the wounds that Elisha has whether that looks like gnolls or not?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Again, the 4 of you would have encountered gnolls in the past, so I'm not even going to make you roll for it. They, again, Bursat and Kedrick were making bets on how many gnoll tails they'd take, and who'd have the most. The job description read gnolls. The wounds on Elisha were claw marks. You didn't notice any bite marks, but there were a couple of claw, and again, gnoll-sized claw marks on her as she was running.
Do you think we should just go and try and scope it out ourselves?
I think maybe if we get Brady to wave, apparently. Oh, I see.
Ember!
There's no point in dragging more people in to be injured. At least we know what we're doing.
Ember, what should we do?
I think we should get Brady to talk to Bernard and his ma and get them to get the town together while we go and scope the situation.
I agree.
Byron, do you want to come with us, or?
So Byron had followed Mr. Jasper and Mr. Sapras just off, and like that, he has rounded up 4 horses. So in the time that you've been talking and trying to figure out a plan, he has rounded up 4 horses, and again, he kind of, with a sharp whistle, kind of gestures at the 4 of you to come over.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
How is she?
Bridie has her. We have to find the others. We have to bring them back. They're family now. So, and look, I know they're new recruits. I know they're fresh blood, but you all know what it's like to be in a pinch, and you all know when the job goes wrong. So, take the horses, Regiment. You lead the gang out. You know where to go. He takes one of the scrolls out of his pouch, and he puts it, Mooney, into your hands. But actually, he's about to put it in your hands when he kind of second guesses himself, and looks at you instead, Dyra, and he hands you a scroll, and he just says, when you find them, let us know. Be descriptive as you can. We're going to see if we can gather up a few people to come and help. I'll take them. Dara, you've 25 words. If you can, leave a trail, and we'll try follow. Bring them home. This is what you do.
Do it.
Richmond takes out his bag of breadcrumbs, gets ready for a trail.
What's everybody doing at this point?
Casting mage armor. It lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
Then he doesn't know whether to tell him or not that Beersat's dead. She kind of just like looks over at the others to see if any of them are looking back.
Not yet.
No.
Annam is just attaching the chain to his biggest axe and getting ready.
Yeah, Minnie will cast mage armor and she'll go over to one of the little horses, like the biggest one, and just pat, pat, pat on his little face. And she'll get up on it. Him, her, not on it.
Princess Sparkle.
Oh.
They are horses belonging to Mr. Jasper. And he, again, as you go to kind of clamber up, but he does kind of give you a hand. The horses are like a stockier build than like a racehorse. It's probably I don't know if anybody knows this. It's a breed of horse called a Belgian Draft. It's particularly strong. They're like the super. Like they're like the
Are they
super.
like the Budweiser horses?
Yeah, they're like super buff. Like they're like they're again, the soil here in Canuck, as fertile and all as it is, it does require a kind of a sturdier animal. And while he may not have many oxes, he does have these horses. And you are they've been saddled up. You were held it on, and Byron just kind of gives you all kind of a nod as the four of you head northeast out of the village of Canuck. Right, I think that is a good spot for us to take a quick break. And
Yay.
we are going to take a quick break. We're going to go take a break for about 10 minutes. So I would suggest you get up, you have a stretch, you get a drink, and we'll be back for 9:20. We'll see you then.
Yay!
Bye bye.
we're back. Why did the subtitles currently say Sailor Woman? No, she was in the center, which was high off. I do not know. I do not know. Okay, so we'll close those, and we will
Not
see.
the Sailor Woman.
We'll just regenerate them. They were clearly broken. You are most welcome back to the second half of Chapter 4, The Longest Day, and it is that scenario as Regiment, Mooney, Annam, and Diara, as the four of you race out of Canuck towards where Regiment left the four new recruits off, following the directions. You notice that, and again, it's much like the morning. Nobody is saying much of anything. It is just the sounds of the horses, their hooves slapping against the wet, muddy road, that rain, that heavy mist persisting, and those grey clouds have kind of fully covered the sky, though the sun overhead does, as much as it is sort of muted, and the brightness of it, it is managing to be present, and you still see the horizon is just this burnt orange and these sort of swollen purples that just sort of stretch beyond. And again, it's something that all of you kind of take stock of, maybe to varying different degrees of your attention, as you sort of ready yourselves for whatever it was that beset itself on Kedrick, Bursat, Sunny, and Alasha. Is there anything, as you ride northeast out of the village, is there anything any of you are doing at this point?
Can I ask the DM a question?
You may ask the DM a question.
Because we're really poor, do we still have to use gold in order to put scrolls into spell books? Because I don't have 50 gold.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to out myself here. I never got why that was a thing.
I hate it. We always homebrew it out.
Like,
It's for very fancy ink.
I don't.
We'll use blood.
okay, give me 50 pints of blood and we'll exchange it for the gold.
Deal.
Okay. I'm again. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's just something that, again, if you were buying the scroll or you were buying the books, I'd be like, yeah, you have to pay for it. But in this scenario where you have it and it's been given to you, I don't get why you have to spend gold to learn the spell. So maybe that's just my ignorance as a DM, and I'm totally allowing you to exploit that, Cat. That's totally fine. And if there is anybody watching that's like, what the hell, that guy doesn't know what he's doing, don't come here to learn how to play D&D, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, we don't do dumb rolls.
So
It's all
Wait, so
fake.
if you put it in your spell book, does that mean we can use it
Yeah.
willy-nilly as
Well,
like with a spell slot?
So
Yes.
when everyone's we're all just on the horse, Minnie's just staring at that scroll that Diara's holding.
give it to me, give me that scroll.
Good scroll. Good scroll.
Would you like the scroll?
Can I have it? I mean, like, I can actually, like, instead of us only having it for 1 use, I could put it in my spell book and we can use it whenever we want.
That would make sense.
It would
feel
mean,
like we will.
though, the thing is that he gave it to you, and if you're giving it to me, it means that you won't be able to cast it. So I don't want to take it from you if you're, like, really looking forward to using it.
As long as you don't waste it when the time comes to contact him. We agree what we say before you send it.
Yeah, but even if I get it wrong, I've got like 9 spell slots, so I can just keep going and going and going. So do you mind? Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it?
She's going to look at Reggie and Annam and be like,
I've got so many things I want to say.
Byron did give it to Diara though for some reason.
He said 25 words. Diara's 25 words, very different to Mooney's 25
Why don't you give
words.
me the 25 words and then I can say those, and then after that it's like fair game forever.
Can I learn it like that or no?
No, you can't. It's a wizard thing.
Well.
You're not a wizard, Diara. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I'm gonna hold on to it for now.
Oh no!
Just because Byron would have known that you could have learned it indefinitely.
It makes it so much worse.
So, well, if we don't use it before the end of saving them, because we will, then you can take the time to learn it.
What if I can make a copy? So I'm just looking at my character sheet because I might be able to make a copy.
Just pirating scrolls over here.
I do think I can do that. I think I can like pirate
Okay,
them.
so while Mooney's considering plagiarizing a scroll, Annam and Regimond, what are the pair of you doing?
I'm just going as fast as I can.
Okay.
Yeah, Annam's got the fear. Annam's just trying to be focused. Speak when spoken to. Head down on the horse.
Okay, so the pair of you kind of largely concentrating on what's ahead, not paying much heed to Mooney, who is sort of.
I can do that.
No, you
I
can't.
can. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can create one magic scroll by touching your wizardly quill onto a blank piece of paper, causing one spell from your spellbook to be copied onto a scroll.
But copied from your spellbook onto a scroll.
Yeah, so if I take her scroll and put it into my spellbook, I can then use my spellbook to put that back into a scroll. So we both have it.
Oh, I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
Declan is going
you,
to set fire
Byron.
to your spellbook.
Yeah, you're going to need to give me an Arcana check.
Can I?
Yeah,
What's the DC?
15.
15 plus 8. Ah, it's a 16.
Okay.
What's that? 24?
24. Okay. Now, again, with the task at hand in Annam and Regimond's mind, Dara, you've been kind of strong-armed by Mooney for the scroll and having, like, I mean, are you handing it over? That is the.
We don't have to hand it over yet because we're all
Yeah, with the
galloping.
reassurance that she will be able to make a copy.
Okay, so you're not doing it
And I
now.
trust her.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
is just okay.
That was just for me finding out that I
Okay.
can do that.
But
But we're galloping.
I will let that roll stand. Sorry, because I thought that's what you were doing. I thought you were going to try and copy it over now. So that's fine. I will let that roll stand.
No,
will...
her handwriting would be appalling.
I know. I was going into this big long spiel of it afterwards and how every third or fourth word is like "but?" question mark. Like it's constantly just auto-correcting to that every sending.
Duck.
Yeah. But it does take a couple of hours to get to the crossroads. A lot faster, Regiment, you note, than when you walked there. But nevertheless, you've managed to find the crossroads, and you know at this point they were to follow the river and from there head east. So you steer the party easterly or eastwards, and it doesn't take long before you happen upon the sounds of the river and it comes into view. If Mooney said it was fast flowing, this isn't where the group found their way. But can everybody give me a perception check?
I'm so good at that.
Oh, doesn't count. No. 4.
Okay. Nothing from Mooney. Nat 1.
24.
24.
18.
Yes.
Oh, we're so perceptive.
Okay. Redmond and Diara, you both, again, trying to, again, you're following the road, you're following the river east, but every now and again it does sort of dip behind a corner. It gets kind of lost in a small cluster of trees or wooded area, but it kind of snakes back into view a little bit further away, but you are still kind of heading in that direction. The pair of you notice that it's that thing. At first, like, oh no, that's clearly like it's a scarecrow, or it's something in the field. But only as your eyes kind of narrow on it, it's a person, and they are lying. They're strewn across an overturned cart, or what looks to be a cart, in the middle of a field.
Diara's gonna look at Reggie and then just take off in a gallop.
Towards it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll follow.
Minnie will trot behind as well.
Okay.
She's looking around, her head's on a swivel.
Just naturally sort of following the herd, Moody. You,
Yeah.
as Regiment and Diara's horses kind of veer off the road and over a wall, you follow. Annam?
I think Annam hesitates to leave the path and slows to see what's happening.
Again, you slow the horse, and it kind of comes to a stop as you watch the others kind of trot through this. Again, it looks to be it's a very barren field, and Regiment and Dyer, as you get closer, you see that there's the body of a young half-elf man lying splayed across the back of like, again, the underside of a carriage, and yeah, he has literally been garroted.
Like, definitely dead?
Yes, it's not. You've seen battle. You've seen awful, terrible wounds. This is. He's literally, parts of him are hanging outside of him that shouldn't be hanging outside of him.
Yeah, Diara's gonna kind of just circle him with the horse and realize that there's nothing she can do. So, is there any like places around the field that could be used as like where people could be hiding?
Give me an investigation check at disadvantage, because you're on your horse, just kind of, you're not giving yourself the kind of the best advantage. You can see things, but you can't investigate at a great detail.
15.
From here, you don't see anything, but you can clearly hear the river, and it is that thing, Diara. Like, again, Regiment, I think, like, at this stage you caught everybody up on what the job was. You know that the bandits, these gnolls, were using the river as a means to attack the farmers and get away, or steal and sail away. But as you kind of maybe move further away from the site where the half elf lays dead, kind of veering over, you do see kind of a boundary wall, and there is just a kind of a very, very wet, overgrown riverbank. But you clearly see that a lot of the weeds and brush here have been completely trampled upon. It's only when you look back at Redmond and Kat do you see that there are 2 other bodies under the cart.
Are they moving?
You can't tell from here.
Are they Knoll or Elf?
They're, again, you'd recognize if it was a Knoll hand or arm. It's not. It's definitely human.
She'll kind of pull on the reins and look at Reggie and just be like, what do you want to do?
I think we need to keep going.
Has Minnie seen the other bodies under the cart?
No, only Diara. It's kind of because again the cart has been kind of overturned. They are under it, and Diara was only able to see it having kind of moved away to follow the edge and come back, and can kind of just see under it.
Can I? How far away am I?
From the dead body.
Her.
No, you're at this stage. If you've turned back, you're all together.
Okay. There's 2 more bodies under it.
Do we know who they are? Did you recognize them?
That's what I'm afraid of.
We need to keep
Yeah,
going.
What if it's them?
Did they have a cart?
They might have stopped to help the elf.
Alasha said that they would take him though.
Okay. Reginald's going to quickly dismount, and he's going to say to the others, keep going, I'll catch up.
Minnie looks at the others to see what they think.
No. It could be a trap, Reggie.
We might not be able to handle them without you.
I'll be there 2 seconds. He's already off his horse at this point.
Minnie goes into a slow trot then in the direction they were going, trying to see if she recognizes anything from her dream or if it reminds her of anything.
So you've headed back out onto the road where Annam is still kind of just on horse, standing there waiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 3 more dead.
Diara is going to
Odds.
not head back. She's going to wait on Reggie.
I would like to investigate the cart.
Yeah, give me. Unless you were saying that to Diara, and you're like, I don't want you to see this, but if not, you can give me an. Yep.
No. That was to you, Declan DM. Yep. 17 plus 0, so 17.
You again noting that Diara hasn't left, but Mooney had kind of pulled away. Your eye line is drawn to the half elf. He looks to be kind of in his mid to late 20s. It doesn't. The only kind of wound you do see is the wound across his stomach. And again, the way he was put there, it can't have been a quick death. Taking Diara's note that there's more bodies under the cart, you kind of move around the way she had when she went to the boundary wall, and you do kind of crushed underneath it. You do see a man and a woman, both human, both to be in their kind of, again, you're not quite certain from this vantage, but probably 40s or 50s, both dressed like farmers.
Okay, so I can 100% identify that it's not
Yeah.
the new recruits, right? It's not any of them. Okay. He's gonna jog back to the horse and jump back on and say, it's not them. We gotta keep going.
Okay.
as soon as Reggie said it's not them, Adam is already like galloping away.
Minnie's keeping pace with Anna.
And with the four of you back on the road looking for the recruits again and following the river, you do notice that it is just farmland here, and there are these heavy stone, kind of low to mid-sized walls that eke and mark and ink and blot out the various property lines of all of these farmers. Occasionally, the river does sort of become a prominent feature here in the landscape, and other times it does kind of twist and bend again out of sight. But the road widens now in front of you, and it is now running parallel with the river. And here you do see that not only has the river actually widened, it has picked up speed. And in the distance, you do see a long stone bridge that just stretches over the two banks of the river here.
Regiment, do you know when and if these farmlands will turn more marshy and boggy, do you?
Declan, do it.
Give me a nature check.
Okay. 16.
I mean, you can see further, like, again, just taking a look, Regiment, as I said, a lot of it has been farmland, but now at this point, kind of at this bridge, you do see that not only is the river wider and faster, it does look to be deeper. It's more prone to flooding, and you don't see those same boundary walls further east, but the road doesn't travel that way. So you are going to have to dismount and go on foot, because the road here now is kind of, it's gone as east as it can. It's come to the river, and now it's kind of turning and heading kind of north.
Okay. Yeah, I'll relay this. I'll say, I think we're here, and I'll point out the river, the banks where they've burst, and I'll say the horses aren't going to be able to go through this way, so
We'll have to stay here in case we need them, so...
we can tie them to
Oh, we don't
that
have to
tree.
tie them. I can just ask them to stay, and I'm sure they'll agree.
Yeah, okay, or that. Yeah, that
Then he
works.
looks at the horse. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so we're going to actually continue on foot for a little while, and I don't know how long we'll be, but I do know that we will definitely need you to stay here in case we need to go back to town quickly. So do you mind just sort of like hanging out in these fields for a while?
Nope.
You don't mind?
Yep.
That's fantastic. So you guys just stay here and we'll be back as soon as we can. And if we're not back in, say, 24 hours, you can just go back home, wherever that is. I don't know if that is the village. If it's not, then sure, I'll be seeing you.
Emancipating.
All right.
When he just like
And he
nods to you.
Yeah, he does.
Of
He
course.
he makes the that sort of like snort gesture as he kind of like wrings his neck back and forth a little bit, and some of his mane that had come loose flicks Mooney, and then he kind of just does kind of a big stretch, and the other horses kind of turn and follow as he moves off the road and into a field, and they just start eating grass.
All right, that's sorted. They're going to stay here for a day, so we've got a day to come back, and if not, they're going to go off and just have fun.
I'm very concerned that the spell book never came out and I didn't see any magic.
Yeah.
Moody just spoke to the horses and then the horses wandered off.
That's Minnie. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Standard behavior. Yeah.
Okay, well, we have to take your word for it, I guess.
Minnie just wanders across the bridge.
Yeah. Mooney, it is that thing when you do, as you kind of saunter off, you do hear the horses out in the field chatting. And one of them's like, didn't that one call you Princess Sparkles? And
No, I didn't. That was backseat gaming.
yeah, they're just laughing. And the rest of you just hear the horses kind of like neighing
Whinnying.
and whinnying. Yes, guffawing actually. Yeah. What are you heading down under the river or under the bridge and down the bank, or what are you doing?
They're going to be
Minnie's crossing the bridge and following the river off road as it heads more toward the marshland because she recognizes it.
If it's like getting marshy and muddy, is there signs that anyone's been through this way? Footprints, trails?
Give me an investigation check.
Four.
If there was, Adam, you haven't spotted any, but that could be because the river may have washed any kind of signs or footprints away. Or, again, it is quite high, so they may have even now just kind of been swallowed by the river as it kind of swells. Are all of you just following after Mooney then?
I mean, not willingly.
Sadly.
Hi!
Okay.
Minnie's just heading the swivel, just making her way deeper and deeper.
The four of you cross the bridge, and it is that very. There's no obvious signs of what way the four went, but Mooney, as you kind of make it across the other side, you do see that there is kind of a man-made path, like a slope down off the bridge here, down towards the river itself, and there is a very narrow walkway along the riverbank that is waterlogged, but it doesn't seem to be. It does seem to be traversable. And just, again, doing what Mooney does best and just sauntering where your eye takes you. You all watch as Mooney kind of slips and skids and slides down this very wet little path down towards the riverbank. And it's from this vantage, Mooney, that you can clearly get at that same smell from the dream. There's that waft of again, that murky, earthy, almost stagnant smell of the bog water. Well, you can't see any bog, you can't see any kind of cave or anything like that here, but you are following along the edge of the river, and with everybody kind of
Did Minnie see a cave in her dream?
You felt as if you were in a narrow, enclosed passageway.
Oh, I forgot about that, but Minnie suddenly remembers that from smell.
Everybody kind of following behind you. You are kind of leading the way, and it is that thing from down here. You can no longer see the. You can no longer see the fields where you left the horses. You can't see the road, and all you can hear is just the sound of the rushing river, and you're not sure how long it's been, but the river, as it continues to widen and wind down this pathway, you start to see that the riverbank itself, that the patch that you were walking on, is more and more consumed by the wilderness, the wild, and it is getting harder to kind of traverse these brambles and the thicket of rushes and reeds that sort of begin to emerge and crop up out of the soaked soil. This is officially difficult terrain.
Oh no.
Can Reggie use his great axe to try crash his way through?
Yeah, I mean, you can be kind of cutting at them and stuff like that, but it's more what's underfoot is the issue here. But yeah, like even with that, Reggie, as you kind of hack and sort of slash your way through this, it is getting denser, and there's a moment when it kind of feels like eventually you are just going to be walking into the river, because this pathway, it kind of feels like you've all kind of run out of it. And Reggie, you're up to your thighs in the river, and you can feel it pulling and tugging and trying to draw you in. If you go any further, and for everybody else, while it's up to kind of Reggie's thighs, for the rest of you, you're sort of like just below the knee, or again, you are now walking in the river, and you do feel the tug of it trying to pull you in. The bank is gone.
Mooney.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
We are looking for some sort of cave or tight enclosure. We're definitely getting close because I smelt the same smell in my dream.
You think we're gonna walk into a cave from the river?
I mean, there might be like a little, I don't know, like like what do you call them? A grove, maybe, just somewhere. I mean, rivers go through caves all the time.
Is there like banks on either side of us here? Or can we like see out into the marshes?
So at this point, you can see out into marshland. You are in marshland. You can see the other side of the river, but in terms of like bank as into walk on, you have run out of.
Well, like, does it look like the kind of landscape that will potentially turn into a grove or a cave of some
A grove? No. A cave? I mean, possibly, but you don't, and you can't see anything from here.
How wide is the river?
It's probably about 70, if not 80 feet wide.
Hanem looks at Mooney and he's like, "How sure are you?"
I mean, it's the best we've got. Like, if we just keep walking, maybe we'll come across something. I mean, I'm sorry, if I had more useful spells, I might be able to find a way, but all we can do now is just follow the path.
No, I trust you.
Alright. So we just keep going, keep blazing a trail.
I'm a little stronger and I can probably take a hit quicker if things go wrong, so I'll just kind of push ahead of Mooney and start walking, trudging down the rest of the river at this point.
There is nowhere else to trudge. At this stage, you are, if you walk any further, you are going to be in the river. And based on its speed, it could be a losing battle.
Oh, so we need to cross that. Oh, I don't have anything useful.
How do you calculate swimming?
How wide did you say it was?
70 feet.
Between 70 and 80 feet wide.
How do you figure out if you can swim?
One moment.
I think the water's too fast for even.
I might have something.
Oh,
A boat! It's in my pocket this whole
Hang
time.
on.
It's usually half your normal speed.
So that's not very far at all. Annam could probably throw me further than I could swim across.
No. I don't have anything.
Can I?
Oh no, maybe I do.
What would your definition of a minor wonder be? Would I part the river
I
for
mean,
1 minute?
yeah, I guess.
I'm
I mean-
thinking, would I thaumaturgy a part in the river for
Oh
us to
no,
literally...
no.
No.
No, I thought you might have had like a thing that you could do. Like, I've got this thing where I'm allowed to do one minor wonder every day. Thaumaturgy would not
Yeah,
be the thing.
thaumaturgy.
No, that's
That's
not
what
the
it
thing.
says. You
That's not-
manifest a minor wonder.
Yeah. But if you read further, it does go on to explain.
No.
Could somebody lend me a rope?
I have rope.
Yeah, I think I have rope as well.
Hold on.
Yeah, I have rope.
Okay.
I have 50 feet of rope.
If I tie two 50 feet ropes together, one end around my waist, and leave the other end with three of you, and swim across the river.
I was thinking we could tie a rock to it and attach it to the other side so we can all use it as like a...
Or
Yeah. No, this is probably...
I have a crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
Tie one end to the crossbow. Is there something that I could fire the crossbow into on the other side?
There is on the other side of the river, you just make out a tree trunk, just sort of wedged into the riverbank.
Okay, so those are our options. Either Annam tries to swim across, Reggie tries to.
Is the current like really fast?
Yes, it is.
I mean,
Or I try and fire the crossbow with the rope tied to it.
we can try that and see.
I think that's... Yeah.
I mean, I've got nothing. If it was like tomorrow, I could prepare like dimension door, but we don't have time.
How long does Dimension Door take?
I don't have it prepared.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so what's the situation?
I'm gonna try take the rope from
Annam.
Annam and Reggie and tie it to the end of one of my crossbow bolts.
Okay, so you're starting with this.
And then if that fails,
I mean, we can
I
just
could do something.
back.
I can do something. It's prone to failure.
Okay.
beautiful. We love
Um,
that.
I can this is cat talking. I can polymorph myself into a bird and just fly across with it. but this is the thing. It's not true. It's not wild shape. So I'm literally gonna be a stupid bird. So I might just fly away.
Okay, I think I prefer the control of the crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of
I
my
think, I think I found this party's door. Like I think I found this party's door problem.
crossing a river, a very fast moving river.
What if I
Maybe so.
change to a smart bird? Are
Okay.
eagles smart?
Oh, I don't think any of them are.
Oh no!
Got fired at the
Hang on.
avian community.
Pirates on top.
Right, so how do I fire a crossbow?
You turn into a smart bird. Give me with this where you are. So again, you're just gonna make an attack roll with it, Dara. But because it's a log, it doesn't necessarily have an AC. But we are kind of going with this as being like a called shot almost. So based on the fact that is it a light crossbow, by the way? Yeah. Okay, so it's a light crossbow. It's a hempen rope, and you are shooting it approximately 80 feet. We're gonna say that the AC or the to hit is 17.
You got this.
Nobody talk to me. Don't even breathe until I fire this bad boy. So it's D20 plus hit
your
DC?
hit. Yes, yeah, plus your whatever your attack to hit is.
What are we attaching the rope to on this side before we
You.
do this?
Or Reggie.
Yeah.
Who's the heaviest? Reggie, I assume.
Wow.
You're a short king, but you're a stocky boy.
Yeah. I'll take it. Touch it to me. I'll tie it around my my waist.
Oh no. It's a 15.
Ah.
Okay.
So close.
Again, you kind of trying to drown out the others and like kind of watching kind of Reggie just kind of stand there holding the rope, like with a grip, but not taut enough that it'll not fly. But you've loaded the crossbow. You take aim at it. You shoot. You fire. There's the familiar clack of the mechanisms, and you all watch as the crossbow soars and it hits the riverbank. You miss. You narrowly miss the log. And it cleared it. It cleared the distance, but you missed.
Reggie's gonna pull back in the arrow and say, "One more go."
Can I try again?
Mhm.
Alright.
Yep. So you're going to get one more shot on this before frustration starts to impede you. So the idea here that from here on out the DC will start to go up. So it's still a 17.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just do one more.
What do I have to
Okay.
do?
Be better, Irish.
Okay. Nobody talk to me. 19.
Nice.
This time kind of almost taking a half step closer, kind of fixing your shoulders back. You again just ignoring everything else around you, and you can just still hear Mooney kind of flicking through the pages of their spell book. You can hear kind of under his breath Reggie going like, "Go on, Dara, you got it, you got this, you got it." But no one's saying that to you. You pull the trigger, and again there is the thwack of the crossbow, and then on the other side there is just a pop sound as you hear echoing just across the riverbank and over the river, the sound of the crossbow bolt hitting the log dead on.
Did you see that? I never make these shots.
Yeah, that was class. Deadly.
Adam, you want to go first?
Yeah, Adam first. Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Reggie's holding the rope.
Yeah, it's tied around me, but yeah.
Okay. And Adam, you're going to go in. So what would have been a strength save of 16 to swim against the tide is now, with the rope and the fact you're holding onto it, a 10. But Reggie, you are going to have to make an athletics check as well of 14, just so that you don't lose your footing. So you're kind of like you're the weight on this side.
Okay, I've +8 athletics, so I've 15 and 8, so 23.
Okay.
19.
Adam, it is that thing. You take the rope. You kind of give Reggie a nod. And you step into the river. The cold has already kind of soaked its way into your bones from kind of standing and waiting for Dara to take the shot, or even just to figure out what the group were doing. But you step into the river, and it's only kind of 3 strides in that you suddenly feel the ground has gone beneath you, and you're now kind of swimming as you pull on the rope. At first, there is that sort of as the log on the other side kind of shifts. But you manage to sort of like start pulling yourself across the river. Again, still feeling the current kind of pull at you. But it's only it's about halfway across. You feel the current shift, and you're no longer just being dragged with the river. Something is almost trying to pull you down as well. You're able to make it to the other side, and it's here you see from this vantage that while not a cave, there's a large hole just about kind of 20 feet away, and you can see that the river is occasionally kind of like just kind of lapping when it kind of slaps against the riverbank and kind of trickling down deep into the dark below. And you do see snagged against a bramble here it's a piece of cord. It's two pieces of rope that have been kind of braided together. A soft sort of honey melon green and a piece of like kind of cream cord, all been kind of braided together, and you recognize it as one of the pieces that Sonny would kind of, again, he makes these in his spare time. Who's next?
I don't want to distract anyone from getting across the river, so I bite my tongue for the moment and I turn to everyone and I'm like,
Who else needs to go across?
All of us except Sandom. Yeah.
Can someone go with me? I'm not very strong and I'm scared I'm getting swept away, so maybe someone will be able to catch me if I do.
So if I'm on one side and Adam's on the other, we're both holding the rope, I assume.
Okay,
Adam at
yeah.
this point, yeah.
Uh,
So
Diara, then, can you come
Yeah.
with me? I don't want to do it one by one.
Okay, just follow me, okay? Don't
Okay.
panic.
oh, actually, since I'm on this side now, can I like fasten the rope more securely than just being attached to a
you can.
crossbow?
And it is that thing, and when you do go over, you do see that, yeah, the crossbow bolt is definitely what it was, but as you were pulling yourself across, it was starting to come loose. Again, not wanting to say anything, not want to frighten anybody or heighten any kind of nerves, you wind it around your own arm and you kind of plant yourself firmly on the log, bracing your feet into the mucky riverbank, similar to kind of the position that Reggie had taken on the other side. And with that, and the two of you now holding the rope, the DC is going to stay the same, but neither Regiment or Anam... screw it. Actually, both of you are going to have to make athletics checks. I'm going to be generous there and say, no strength checks.
Someone else is helping? It's harder.
No, it's not harder. You just both have to make checks.
16.
Okay, it's still a 14.
Have you ever worked with another human being? It does make it funny.
Touche. What am I rolling? Athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
I roll 2, yeah.
Yes, please, yeah. Mooney, I would like you to give me a wisdom saving throw first, please.
Oh, wisdom saving throw. I'll save that roll. And wisdom saving throw. Oh, 19 saving throw.
That's fine. And your athletics check?
7. Yeah.
11. Bye!
Bye.
Going on an adventure.
So, it is in that as the two of you wade in, and Mooney, you're trembling. It's not the cold. It's the fear of the river and the currents, because the others had said it's going fast, and you know it's going fast, but only now that you were in it and you're now kind of waist deep in, that you do feel the full force of the river just pulling against you. And 2 steps in, there's nothing beneath your feet any further. But you hold the rope firmly, and you feel kind of Diara, are you in front or behind?
I went first.
Okay. Yeah, you see kind of Diara kind of like occasionally kind of looking over their shoulder. And as the two of you sort of drag yourselves into the river and across, you do feel that immediate pull. You steady your nerve for a moment, and it's only when you feel it kind of go away from you do you suddenly feel that sense of something dragging you down as well. And it all happens so quickly that you're not sure really what happened in that moment. But Diara, as you kind of look back over your shoulder, you just see something kind of switch in Mooney. That sort of like, okay, becomes just a knot of worry, and then just a cluster of fear that is furrowed into her brow. And Mooney, as your hands slip from the rope, you feel something tug and grab at your heels
Oh no.
and drag you under the river.
Oh.
Diara, you have one reaction at this point.
Is she fully
She's-
under
you
by the
just-
time I'm reacting?
as you just see her go down. Yeah.
I'm going to try and reach for her, obviously letting go of the rope like a fucking idiot.
Well, I mean, you have two hands.
Oh yeah.
Like a
So if I'm
fucking
like,
idiot.
yeah, so I'll turn, I'll hold one and like reach for her with the other one.
Okay.
Help me.
What am I rolling? Just a roll.
Athletics again.
16.
Okay. It is that thing where you see her just drop and like just pulled under, and one arm kind of looped around the rope. You just, something in you reacts to that moment, and you half plunge under the water, and Reggie and Adam, you both see Mooney and Diara dip below the water. Regiment, from because they're closer to you than they are to Annam on that side of the bank, but you do still see Diara's hand kind of looped around the actual the rope, and Diara underwater, you manage to grab the nape of Mooney's blouse and coat, and you feel and you pull and you feel resistance. As you stare down and you see kind of Mooney looking down and looking back up at you and frightened and panicked, beneath the rushing river and the bed below, you see weed and rock and muck, and you see tendrils just sort of coiling out like shadows wrapped around Mooney, like claws, and you pull and they snap like weeds, and you hoist the Firbolg up onto the rope, both of you kind of gasping for air, soaked thoroughly.
She's gonna shout back to Reggie that there's something down there.
Just get to the other side, quick! I've got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, she's just gonna, Mooney, let's go.
They go quickly.
Okay.
Quick.
Sort of still one hand holding on to kind of Mooney, and kind of dragging yourself there. It takes, like, Annam was across in a couple of minutes. It feels way much longer, and you can feel the pain in your arm as the muscles just weaken. But after what feels like nearly 15 minutes, you feel the riverbed again underfoot, and just for a moment there is a relief, and then there's another fear of, wait, get me out of the river, and you clamber up onto the bank next to Annam, and Mooney follows one or two steps behind, both of you drenched, and around Mooney's feet and the edges of her skirt, you just see river weeds.
But I felt
Yep.
tendrils, didn't I?
You felt as if you were being pulled down. Yes.
But not like by like a. So it's literally just weeds.
Once everyone's safe, I get Diara's attention and I motion to the coil of rope.
I think I'm still on the other side.
You are. So
Hello.
Oh,
Mooney has a cantrip. She is going to cast message
Mhm.
over to Richmond. Well, if you like grab and hold on to it, we can like pull you across. So hang on really tight,
yeah.
okay?
I be pulled.
Alright.
I get behind Annam, and I get ready to pull.
Okay, he's gonna hold on real tight and try walk out as much as he can.
okay.
Yep.
Dara, your eyes kind of drift to what Anam pointed to, and the braid of thread sort of tied into a bramble, like a marker. And then you kind of snap back to it as Mooney and Anam take the rope. And again, you take it in both hands as well, as Regiment, you wade into the river. The three of you will not need to make an athletics check to pull, because the three of you are working in tandem. But Regiment, just give me an athletics check, DC of 12, to
Okay.
again just to stay.
Yeah, that's a 27.
he surfs across.
You're actually standing as they pull you across. Yeah,
I got a 19 and then I have the +8. So
yeah. No, you've the
Ooh.
rope kind of like again wrapped around your hands, but firmly gripped as well, as you are dragged across the river by Anam, Mooney, and Diara. Across the other side, the four of you are drenched, and it's at this point that Anam calls all of your attention to the braid tied into the bramble and the hole below.
That's it. That's the cave I was talking about.
Hello.
Hey, Apollo.
Hello.
We're just after surviving near-death experiences,
Oh,
and we're all wet.
And it was just a river.
A rushing river.
Yeah, the four of you spot the rope. You see the hole that Anam has also found, and it's here, Mooney, that the stench from below. Again, it's as if you've already been here. It's deja vu. This is the cave.
This is it. This is absolutely the place of the saw. This is where the other two are. So
let's all go in together.
should we maybe tell like Byron that we found it?
I think this is the time.
Minnie just pats her little goat eyelashes at Diara.
She'll just take it out of her bag and hand it over to her.
It's literally it's gonna like take 2 minutes. You know, we can like prepare ourselves, you know, and dry it down while I do it. It will only take 2 minutes, I swear. Minnie like takes out her her spell book, and she flicks through the pages, and she finds
May I interject?
yes.
Mhm.
You don't know why, Mooney, but you land on the story of the halfling who cried wolf.
Oh, yes. Yes, this is perfect. And she finds that, and she sees that there's little spaces that have like little annotations written on that story, but there's like a space at the side, and she clicks her fingers and like her little magic quill appears, and she takes it, plucks it from the air, and then she starts beginning to copy the spell from the scroll into the spell book. And because of her class, it only takes 2 minutes because it's level 1.
Okay.
And then the scroll bursts into flames.
In those 2 minutes, what are the rest of you do? What are Diara, Anam, and Regiment doing?
We need to figure out what we're going to say to Byron.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
planning that.
Very
Each gets-
specifically.
So the social media
Um,
coordinator needs to pass it to the marketing manager. The marketing manager wants HR to glance at it just in case.
Throw your eye over this
Yeah.
first, please.
Sure.
So how well does Byron know this area? Like, would I be able to explain to him exactly where this place is?
I mean, you have a couple of landmarks. You have the bridge. That would be
Wait, there's a bridge.
you cross the bridge.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry.
And then came down the side.
Yeah. No,
And also, I mean, you didn't actually have to. Like, that was my thing. Like, you didn't actually have to cross the bridge at all. Like, you all crossed the bridge, and then walked.
So we could have went back to the bridge and over to the other
Yeah,
side.
but you were walking for
What's
a
it
couple.
clever?
You were walking for some time. So that was the.
Yeah.
Sounds wrong.
Okay, so we have the bridge. So how long from the bridge would I be able to say? Like, what did you say? About an hour's walk?
Yeah. So if he follows the southern bank from the bridge, so you were on the northern bank. If he follows the southern bank about an hour,
Yeah.
he'll come to a log with a crossbow bolt in it, and there is a hole, and that's where
Okay.
the where you
No in a
believe
hole.
the group have gone missing from or have been taken to.
Okay. Specifically that.
Well, you should
Okay.
make it 25 words.
Okay.
What is it?
Go to the bridge.
We don't need that.
Follow. Go to bridge. Follow southern bank.
Where is the bridge? Or does the bridge have a name that we would know?
No.
So it's
Can we
Okay.
give it?
Give it one. Yep.
Look for the horses in the field.
There you go.
no, they are not reliable landmarks. Okay.
Oh, the cart.
No, that was some way back as well.
Okay.
So we headed east.
Yeah. And only after the road turned north did you come to the bridge.
Okay.
Hi, love. How are the kids? Follow.
You okay, hun?
LOL.
Okay, fuck.
So head east, was it?
Yeah.
Till you see Casper,
Yeah.
and then head north. Oh.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Head
Yeah.
to river.
Was it not northeast?
No. Okay. So, someone write down the message for me that you're casting so that we get it exactly. But to answer some of those questions, you don't know the name of the bridge. It probably doesn't have one. You traveled northeast out of Canuck, but again, Byron knew this. He would have read the missive that the farmers had sent looking for his assistance or the guild's assistance. And eventually you would have come, if you travel that road, you are going to come to the crossroads that Reggie brought them to. And from there they went east. So they followed the road to the east of the island, where they came across the river and the bridge. And then you continue east on the south bank of the river to the hole.
So head east on south bank. Find the hole marked with bunny braid.
Yeah, it's 12.
I think I have it in 21.
Okay.
It's there. Okay.
I'd like to solve
Head
that
north.
21.
Head northeast from Canuck, crossroads, then east to bridge, go east on south bank, of river to crossbow in log, go to hole.
Mooney, as they were saying that, still with the quill, will have written all of that onto her arm so she doesn't forget, like I just did,
Okay.
and would be able to recite that to.
Make sure you say it's marked braid. Head to hole with Timmy braid. That's 24.
Okay.
Okay.
Crossroads, east to bridge, east on south bank, 1 hour, crossbow bolt and log, hole, bye. Okay, yes.
I mean, you gotta.
Sorry, wrong chat.
You gotta make use of those characters.
Left on red. No, sorry. Scene.
Message failed to send. Please contact your network provider. So, with that, Mooney casting the magic and the spell outwards, you send word that you have found where the party met their fate. You have communicated to Byron how to get there. The four of you stand around the hole, looking down into it, and it looks as if each of you would fit one by one. Are you waiting for Byron, or are you going in?
I feel like time is of the
I feel like we should wait for a reply.
You cannot make me wait.
Oh,
I think I'd like to go in.
if he's
Mooney?
going, we will go in.
Reggie and Adam do like the Predator arm grab, jump in together.
Annam and Redmond, you the both of you are, again, you have to kind of like drop down, and like this isn't like you're not walking into this. You're going to have to slip and slide. I just said slip and slide down. It's a fun little experience for the whole adventuring party.
Yeah, this is great.
Yay!
No cues.
As you slide down, you see certain doom and death waits below. But you do have to kind of like shimmy, and like you are kind of using your feet to kind of feel for something to hold, feel for something to grip, and your hands are pressed against the sides, and it's quite narrow, and this is jagged, bare rock and muck and earth that you are kind of sliding and scooting on. Diara, do you follow? Okay. And Mooney, standing on the riverbank alone, watching kind of Diara follow in behind Regiment. You can hear them. You can hear, as quiet as they're trying to be and not saying anything, you can hear the sounds of them clambering downwards into the dark and deeper into this hole. What are you doing?
Minnie is feeling a little bit uneasy about the whole thing. Like the dream is still so vivid, and Alasha's like panic and distress, and she thinks about Bearsat as well, and she's kind of like sitting there like waiting for a reply, and it's not coming, and she decides that she's sort of like waited enough, gives like one little look around, especially at the river, because she doesn't trust those tendrils, and then she'll slowly begin to make her way down.
And I think this is a good spot to end chapter 4. As you make up your mind, Moni, and with no response, keeping your eyes on the river as you kind of, where the others kind of went down on their back, you don't trust the river, you don't trust what you saw. You clamber backwards, and your feet are holding on to the edge, and you can see the sky overhead, and those brilliant oranges and dazzling purples still bleed across the grey clouds. You can see the sun kind of trying its best to burn through, but even though your eyes catch it, the glare isn't as intense to stop you. You feel your feet kind of slip, and your hands catch the edge of the hole. And across the other side of the riverbank, you see somebody watching. And you hear and feel the magic. You don't belong here.
Oh, no.
And you slip. And you are going to, like, we'll pick this up with you crashing into the others below. And that is where we are leaving Chapter 4, The Longest Day. Should have called it The Fastest River, but whatever. Here.
I didn't prepare Dimension Door. I didn't prepare Featherfall.
You just slipped and slided all the way down.
Don't worry, guys. I've got blindness and deafness.
It's the things that live below the ground, their one weakness. Okay. We're gonna leave it there. We're back in 2 weeks' time. Oh, I'm so glad to be back and playing and telling stories with y'all. I have a quick couple of announcements just to finish and round out the stream. First and foremost, though, thank you so much to Eilish, Kat, Emma, and Richard for joining and just it's been 2 months. I missed you, shites. It's been 2 months. I've missed torturing you. I mean, playing games with you. But it's a blast to be back, and I'm really, really excited to continue our journey into Beyond Horizon's Edge. We are D8 Dungeon. We are Irish tabletop role-playing game enthusiasts. We have an award-winning podcast, actually multi-award-winning podcast, called Romancing the Dungeon. That is also starting this Friday. Season 3 kicks off this Friday with a very special adventure called Grove is in the Heart. So really, really excited to begin our journey through the final season of this arc. And for what might come next. Outside of Beyond Horizon's Edge and Romancing the Dungeon, I do want to mention that Random DMs is coming back to us very, very soon. And we've just confirmed our final DM. No spoilers, but we've confirmed our final DM. So hopefully you'll see that back. If not by the end of February, then definitely at the start of March. And as a whole heap of new DMs come to the table to tell the one story. And this time around, we are going to be playing Dragon of Icespire Peak. Saving Grace Season 2 returns at the end of March. Nope, possibly April. Only because Saving Grace can't start until Grove is in the Heart finishes.
Oh, yeah.
No spoilers. But if you know, you know. And there might be people here who do know. But if you don't know and you want to kind of a quick tip, go watch Saving Grace Season 1 over on our YouTube channel. And then I'm very, very excited to tell you something else. We have another new show starting this month. Different show. We won't be doing. We're not going to be doing any. We're not going to be playing any games, but we're going to be talking about tabletops. And we hinted at it at the wrap party, and we've kind of talked a little bit about it over on our Discord. But myself and one of my favorite DMs, and he's practically a full timer around D8 Dungeon these parts. Ben from Homebrew Quest.
Yay, Ben!
And I are starting a TTRPG talk show, a fortnightly exploration of tabletop role-playing games, the culture, the community, across all systems, across all manner of topics. It'll be 1 hour every Thursday for every second week. So Ben and Declan on a Roll starts the 22nd of February. And a little spoiler for anybody that's joined us this evening. Our first special guests are the amazing crew over at Emerald Collective. So there's an interview with some of the team over at Emerald Collective, and if you want to check that out, and what else Ben and I have planned, and you better believe we have stuff planned, then you can check that out on the 22nd. Second last thing, the D8 Dungeon team are going to be at AdventureCon this February. So we were there last year, and we ran a panel, and I ran a couple of games. This time round, I'm running 3 games. I'm running 1.5 D&D games and Lasers and Felines. And if you buy your ticket over at adventurecon.ie, or just Google @AdventureCon, you can book a game and you can play with me or one of the many other amazing DMs that are coming to this event for the Athenry Adventure Club. But I'm also going to be doing 2 panels this year. I really enjoyed doing the panels last time, and I'll be doing 2 panels this year. I don't know if they've been announced yet. I don't think I'll get in trouble if I tell you what. I'll tell you what one of them is. But I am hoping to run a DM creative writing workshop. So part sort of, this is my process, and part, let's talk about your story and let's talk about how we might find, if you're running into campaign issues or story issues, how we as a group of creatives, as a group of writers, can help each other and just give a little bit of inspiration and kind of work through things. Very last thing to mention is our friends over at Mystery Dice Goblin, and I think everybody in chat needs a new set of dice. And if you head over to mysterydicegoblin.com and you use the code D8, you get 15% off your order. Note, you can bribe your DM with dice. I mean your DM as in the people at D8 Dungeon, where I am your DM. You can bribe me with dice, stickers, and metal pins now, all of which you'll find at Mystery Dice Goblin. So open to all sorts of shenanigans and chicanery there.
Chicanery, what a word.
I love that word. It's a good word. It also sounds kind of slightly spicy as well, like chicanery. It has kind of like a slight cinnamony sense to it, I think. Anyway, enough prattling. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for being here for our return. There's so much coming up for D8 Dungeon over the next couple of weeks and months that I'm really, really excited. I will mention that if you are affiliated or work with another convention, either in Ireland or the UK, Europe, hell, America, and you're like, we'd love if a couple of Irish Egypts who play TTRPGs came to our con. Hit us up. We love going to conventions, and we love doing this stuff for people. So do talk to your local convention about this little group. Big thank you to Richard, Kat, Emma, and Eilish again, and I look forward to the next chapter. Until then, have a good week, and we will see you. Well, we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Some of us might see you a little bit earlier if we can get random DMs sorted and nailed down. And after that, mind yourselves. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.